Welcome back to Investing in Trading Live, sponsored by Minneapolis Trading Academy. In the last segment, we were talking about that good old Charlie Munger. Unfortunately, he is gone and passed, but he had some great quotes, and Al was just mentioning how great of a spokesperson, indirectly, no relation whatsoever,
Thank you, Charlie.
but talking a lot about actually what we do here at the Academy, training people, everyday people, just like you, how to invest, how to trade. Whether you're brand new to the markets, don't know a stock from a stick, or you're a seasoned investor, but you're looking for a little more consistency. That's what we do. You have to be willing to learn, be coachable, invest wisely, which is follow the institutions. And you have to have a disciplined strategy that's designed to follow those institutions and then avoid those toxic people. Having somebody in your corner that can guide you and mentor you, a proper community. We have a community of thousands of people here at Trading Academy here in Minneapolis that all have the same type of goals. It's not just monetary. Maybe it's freedom of time, freedom of location, where you're at in the world, and maybe it's just spending more time with family. And that's what it's all about in the holiday season. It's family time. People are opening gifts, and that's the good things about the markets. If you missed seats to that workshop that we have here at Minneapolis Trading Academy, simply come into one of these workshops to see the techniques and strategies we talk about and how to smart wisely, how to invest wisely. You know,
That
sometimes
sounded better. That second
sometimes it
time.
just comes out the wrong way. Text investing to the number 210 for 2 seats for this workshop. Text investing to 210. Also, subscribe to the podcast. We do a podcast each and every single day, market updates and what's going on in these markets. Go to Investing and Trading Live on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. So, Al, since it's Christmas time, and it's been a Christmas theme here, and you remember when you have kids, or remember when you were a kid, and it's probably 5 a.m., 6 a.m., not a mouse in the house. You could hear everything. It was nice and quiet, and you would hear little footprints pitter-patter down the stairs or up the stairs or across the hardwood floor, going to the living room where the Christmas tree is, and there's presents there, and it's nice and calm before the chaos, before the kids are excited, opening presents, ripping them open, like Medea says in one of Tyler Perry's movies, "Rip it." She's ripping those presents. The kids are, and they're having a great time, and that's what we did as kids, and that's what our kids are doing now. We want that same type of feeling at retirement time. You open up that 401k statement or that IRA statement. You want to be able to rip it and be able to be excited when you see that. Unfortunately, that's not the case for most Americans. So that being said, you don't have to be in that boat. Just like when you're getting things for your kids, you work hard all year long to be able to provide for them, and especially during Christmas time. Now is the time to work hard all year on your investments, on your 401ks, your IRAs, so you can have that Christmas feeling at retirement time. You work with a lot of people out here at the Academy, setting up plans designed for that. What are some of the components that you focus on for retirement planning and getting ready for those golden years?
Well, we always talk about the difference, Josh, between how you address the markets for short-term income and how you address the markets for wealth. And there are really two different ways of doing it. Income is extremely important, especially before you retire, but even when you retire, because the one thing that goes away that you've relied on all your life is the income from your job. That's gone. Now what do? Well, you rely on maybe Social Security. Maybe you're hoping for an inheritance of some sort. Maybe you have done a good job of putting some money into a 401k or 403b, and you're hoping that that's going to be enough. Remember, the 401ks, first of all, were never intended to be the go-to retirement strategy. It was really more of a tax advantage strategy for wealthy people back when they were still getting pensions. It was an additional thing for them. But the problem is that the way 401ks, 403bs have been structured is that the fees are high, the returns are mediocre, and people going into retirement are living much longer than they were when those strategies were first put together, or that 401ks, 403s were first put together. Things have changed. People are living much longer. And to be able to go through retirement, you painted a nice picture of Christmas and just how joyful that is for kids. And that is true. You want to go into retirement with that same kind of joy. It means either having enough money in a retirement portfolio to do that, or being able to use what you have, no matter what size it is, to generate income off of it and to grow that. The strategies that you can use typically are maybe not available in a 401k or 403b. That's why people roll those retirement accounts into a self-directed IRA where you do have control. In those self-directed IRAs, you can use the same income strategies that you were using maybe before you retired. You can have protective strategies in place, and that's the most important thing when you retire. If you retire in the year, or you retire the year after you retire, the year before you retire, the market takes a 20% or 50% drop. That's going to have a huge impact on your ability to retire with that kind of Christmas joy that we've been talking about. So protection is number one. That's the number one the number one thing we teach our students, no matter what they're doing, and then show you how to generate income off of what you have in retirement. You know, even if you go into retirement without a retirement plan, and there are a lot of people, even some people that own businesses that haven't put money into a retirement portfolio because they were putting money into their business, hoping that there would be some value there. Sometimes that's not the case. Well, you can still benefit from the markets by using the right strategies and not even have a large retirement account to deal with. You know, and the only thing you really have control over now, you don't have control over Social Security. Hopefully that will still be there, probably will, but we don't know in what form going forward. But what you do have control over is your savings, the retirement money that you have, the investments that you have. And if you're not taking advantage of what the strategies out there are that can protect you and also give you the potential for greater returns, you're probably not going to do well. And for a lot of you, you know, we're talking Christmas now. We kind of have a little bit of a Christmas theme going here. You know, there's really 4 stages in a man's life, Josh. One is you start out, you believe in Santa Claus, then you don't believe in Santa Claus, then you are Santa Claus, then you look like Santa Claus. And for a lot of people in retirement, that's the look like Santa Claus phase. Well, you want to make sure that when you reach that point, when you are retired and you basically don't get a do-over, that you have your financial life is in order, that you're secure, that you know how to generate income, so you don't have to rely on going back to work, for example, or not retiring when you want to retire. Let's make this a happy time of life. The best time to prepare for it is before you retire, but don't think that just because you're retired, it's too late. It's never too late. There's always something that can be put together. What we do for our students is we look at each person as an individual. That people are at different stages in their lives. They have different objectives, different goals, and the way you achieve those is going to be different. So we will work with each person as an individual, help put together a personal plan that is specific to you, that gets you from where you are to where you want to be down the road. And also, you also have to understand that in retirement, things can change. Your life can change. People go through divorces. There are deaths in families. The economy can take a big hit on your accounts. So being able to have a strategy or be flexible enough to take advantage of what is going to work in any market condition is really important. And there's always something that will work no matter what's happening in the market or in the economy.
Yeah, and I like that, you know, some of the things you said there, and you kind of talked a little bit about what I want to talk about in the next segment. But when people are preparing for retirement and then they get there and then they are retired and they may feel or they may not feel that they have enough. And you never want to go into that time and then have this happen. And you hear this a lot. I wish I would have done something different. So, and you mentioned also too, the best time to prepare for that is before you retire. Well, I want to give an opportunity to have a better time to prepare for that, which is right now. We have workshops specifically on retirement here at Trading Academy in Minneapolis. A workshop on, say, if you want to plan for retirement and you're not sure how much you need to get there or what strategies you need to get there, what rate of return you actually need to have enough, or you are retired, you want to keep that retirement that you have, protect that, and be able to give that and pass that on at one point. So come into one of these workshops. I want to invite you to this workshop by simply texting the word investing to the number 210-210, and that's for 2 seats for this workshop here in Bloomington. Text investing to the number 210-210, or simply go to investwithota.com and pick your own date there. We have these during the week and on the weekends. So I want to talk about believing in the next segment. You mentioned believing in Santa Claus. At one point, maybe you don't. Let's talk about how to believe you can get to those financial goals. This is Josh and Al, Investing and Trading Live. We will be